We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Oh, hello. How's everyone doing? YDBT Daily on a Thursday, February 16th, 2023. Today is a day that will live in infamy, where many things happen on the racing front. If you guys have been watching Sick Week, and Ford I am blown away at how they didn't think what would happen with their partnership with contemporary Amprex technologies could lead to, and today we'll talk about it. Fox News picked up on it. A lot of people picked up on the potential relationship of Ford and contemporary Amprex technology. We'll also talk about Sick Week. All the Cletus cars are out, and we'll talk about that. Brett LaSala is averaging sixes in a 5.2 liter Coyote. That's right. You want to talk about FFRE getting some of the absolute best notoriety, if you want to call it promotion. Imagine if Brett's car makes it through the whole event averaging sixes with an FFRE 5.2 Coyote variant. That would be amazing press for them. Super impressive in my opinion that a 5.2 liter is out there getting it done. Coyote to the front, plain and simple. I don't care what anyone else runs. Before we do that, before we talk about it and before we talk to the people, we're going to want to say thank you very much for these sponsors for keeping the disco ball that is not rolling right now alive. We got Ultimate Headers, ultimateheaders.com for S197 headers, S550, 2020 GT500, and most popular swaps. They literally make a long tube header for you. Caliber Transmission, he'll be at Orlando, NMRA Orlando, so check him out there with his GT500, GT, and potentially his race car, his 16. Two Auto Solutions, Rami Zaidan, hooking the brother up with the headers. Everything is doing great. I really appreciate his guidance to the ZR1 project. Two Auto Solution in Puerto Rico. PMAS, Nick James put up a video today talking about what happens when you put an elbow at the end of a MAF housing. People think it's just shove it on, it's not a problem. He shows you the data. Go to PMAS on Facebook, check out the data. PartsFarm.com. Parts Farm, I think he's getting into the Z06 game. PartsFarm.com, badass shit. If you need a Heritage Edition GT500, he's got one. 0 miles, go get it. And Don't My God Cookies, Don'tMyGodCookies.com, Don'tMyGodCookies_LLC. I appreciate them so much. As always, members are the only ones that can chat here. Anyone can watch. Members are the only ones that can chat. So if you want to chat, become a member, and we'll go from there. But my God, there's so much to talk about today. We got Coyote Fury, Fresh Pasteles, Wesley Store, Robo Style, Matt 2011 GT, Jason Harley, Taquache Mode, TJ Sikorsky, Jason Robo Style, Clip Clop again, Ignacio Ramirez, Ken McAllister, Melissa, the pretty lady with the cookies, EPA, oh my God, a bunch of people replied, The Wolf, D&G, Brandon, haven't seen you in a while, man. What's going on, brother? Douche did it. Anthony, Legion, Fab, Chris Anderson, Harley Taquache Mode, the Black GT500 from the F and Send It podcast, Donkey Mac, Diego A, Valley 10 Speed, that bit's done. Valley 10 Speed's car is going to be dumb when it's all said and done. Piquito Chiquito, Dame Chiquito says, what's up? Johnny Boy Killer, Alfredo, Bondo Bird, TJ Sikorsky, Chris Anderson, Matt again, Rex, Anthony, Tony Dominguez became Bitcho level member. Killa's been a member for 16 months. Nick Rogers gave me $5. Thank you. Evil Twin GT350, Bondo Bird again, hit the like button, people, and Steve Gardner. We don't got a lot of people on, but it is a Thursday. People are getting back into the swing of things. Sick Week has been going on, so we're going to talk about everything that has happened. But before we do that, as always, I want to make sure that Ford gets their name drug for dumb shit. Ford has literally been responsible for some of the dumbest moves I have ever seen anyone ever make, like ever. So let's talk about it. Yeah, let's go. That's right. CEO of Ford partnered with Chinese EV battery company that has ties to the CCP United Front apparatus. Ooh-wee! The CEO of Contemporary Amprex Technologies, a China-based company partnering with Ford to produce its electric vehicle batteries in the U.S., is tied to the Chinese Communist Party's United Front influence campaign. Zheng Yukun, who founded Contemporary in 2012, and remains its top executive, was identified last year as a member of a Chinese political consultative conference. Look, let's just get right to the brass tacks, because you guys already know what this is. Anytime you're tied with a Chinese company, anytime, whatever trade secrets, whatever they can gain from you, they report it back to the government, potentially reverse engineer it, potentially use it as leverage against your company to gain control and influence of corporations. If you make a Chinese battery manufacturer tied to the CCP become your main supplier, all they have to do is say, "Oh yeah, you don't want to play ball for it? Oh, hey, hero, you don't want to play ball with us? We cut you off batteries, see? Yeah, we heard about the lightning batteries catch on fire. So we gonna go ahead and cut you off unless you do what we say, right?" So Glenn Youngkin initially did cut them off from gaining tax breaks using West Virginia as some kind of program, some kind of tax breaks in order to prop up a company here. The Chinese Communist Party uses Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference as a sham. It is neither consultative nor it is about the Chinese people. It uses a rubber stamp to the party agenda and hide behind its organization's diverse membership. It's a fig leaf of an organization, but it does play a substantive role when it comes to a united front work. On Tuesday, Marco Rubio, the vice chairman of the Senate Committee on Intelligence, sent a letter to several Biden administration officials demanding a review of Ford and contemporary Amprex technologies. I want to see the part where Glenn Youngkin, Virginia Republican Governor Youngkin, nixed a plan earlier this year for the facility to be built in his state over concerns regarding the China's influence. Although it's not state-owned, the Chinese investors tied to the CCP have held financial stakes in CATL, according to the New York Times Review. The Chinese government has also taken strategic steps to take over the last decade to bolster CATL and other electric vehicle industry companies based in China. So Ford, because Ford can't make a battery to save their lives, they're going to say, well, let's just have China make it. And it sounds like a good deal, right? It sounds like a really good deal to outsource the batteries. You retrofit them into your shitty vehicles that aren't really built as electric. You're just shoving electric batteries in whatever, lightnings and stuff. And you're going to make a Chinese company directly tied to the government of the communist nation. And it pops out influence. I almost wanted to go through just to see what happens. Just to see what happens to Ford in 5 years. Go ahead. Put all of your EV technologies in the Chinese battery maker's basket. And we'll see when you turn on your car and it sounds like this. Oh, that's a weird sound. Why is my... That'll be your door chime when you open the car. This will be your door chime. Oh, what? I don't know what happened. The quality has gone downhill ever since, I'm a diehard Ford guy. Like, I could see a Ford person right now saying the following. I'm a Ford guy through and through. I've been with Ford forever, and I wanted to support their battery program. But I'm telling you, this thing's a piece of shit. The battery dies when it's too cold. It doesn't charge properly. It doesn't like being in cold climates. What happens in winter in anything north of Georgia? What happens in winter, anything north of Georgia, in Florida and South Florida, and some of Southern California, are the only places where it doesn't generally get under 50 degrees in the winter. Everywhere else sees under 30 degrees. So if you're going to imagine a world of 30-degree weather for about 4 or 5 months, you're going to have EVs everywhere. You're going to have a problem if they can't even function properly under 32 degrees. So I was blown away that even happened. And then it's almost as if the world was like it's weird how when you start looking stuff up to talk about in the article and in the beginning of the show, it's weird how the world talks to you. And I'm sure the phone algorithmically knows what's happening. On Twitter, someone tagged me, and it is a Ford Lightning truck dead, found on the road, dead, being charged with a gas generator. Embarrassing. Look at this. Of course, the internet decides to share. Look at that. Divas. It says Divas in the license plate. Look at the license plate. It says Divas. Oh, Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Well, you know what's even more embarrassing? That my internet doesn't fucking work. That's even more embarrassing. I got to pay my Metro PCS bill apparently, or unless this is a Twitter problem. Could be a Twitter problem. Who the fuck knows? Who cares? But my God, the fact that a generator is powering up a lightning while sucker's dead, like it's fucking dead. It's literally just sitting there doing the spinning ball shit. Oh my God, what's happening? My God, look at this. I can't even see the end of the video because apparently I got to pay my internet bill. Anyway, apparently my shit is powered by bad Chinese shit also. But that's what ended up happening. You started seeing these things just literally found on the road getting charged up by a gas generator. Blown away. Now, Ford is looking so bad that you got to fire Farley. In the 2 years that he has been in charge, it has been so bad. It has been so bad. I can't imagine how, in terms of optics, he is going to right this ship. And the fact it doesn't matter if he tries to right the ship. The 2 years of bad press has irreparably, in my opinion, damaged everything that he has potentially tried to build between the recalls, and supposedly Tesla's got recalled too because of full self-drive. I was going to talk about that at length one time, but then this gets literally dropped on my lap. So are you watching Drag Week or Sick Week? And what do you think about this Ford Chinese partnership / relationship? I smell nothing but bad shit about to go down with Ford. Valley Tensby for the win. Smash the like button. Exactly, Angela. So we'll be able to get knockoff shitty ECUs, and tunes. Awesome. I caught a live stream. The other thing that's happening is the EPA is in Ohio, and they're getting blasted because I had no idea that they purposely set a bunch of other things on fire to have a controlled burn so that there wouldn't be like a bigger event. And then what that did, it released every chemical into every stream up in that area. And now you're seeing people literally drag a branch to the bottom of the riverbed or something, and just chemicals and oily mixtures just come up from the bottom. Now, people are going to say, what about the drinking water? Last time I checked, drinking water doesn't come from a stream. Drinking water goes to a processing plant where they have about 5,000 charcoal canisters, and it doesn't go out into the general public until it meets a certain, it tests a certain way. But if it bleeds into a well, if you have well water, well, that's a completely different situation. I mean, that's a dope door chime we can get in the ringtone. Exactly. It's better than what they got going on now. Instead of new car smell, you'll get Chinese takeout smell. I can't be the only one that saw the post about Mustang Lifestyle trading his GT500 in with a 5.4 and an M122. Sent the screenshot on IG. You want to talk about a special type of scumbag? It's someone that would do that. Like, if that's the truth, that would be absolutely right up his alley. Let me save image as, because I want to blow it up. I want to see it bigger. So let me see. I don't know that it's Mustang Lifestyles, but what I want to see is if in fact he did something stupid like that. Okay, here we go. Someone said Shelby GT500 Nation Forum on Facebook. Here we go. What's going on here? Trade Wins Auto 14 Shelby GT500 with an M122. Oh my God. Like, you could almost scream that's fraud, right? It says 5.8 liter, 6-speed manual, 34. If this is in fact Mustang Lifestyle's old car and he traded it in with a M122 and a 5.4, the boy should be fucking sued for fraud. Like, legit. And you know, the dealership could probably go after him. Like, the dealership could probably go after him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he actually did that. And thank you, Tristan Smirnoff, for sending me the clip. But the problem is I can't make the clip big, and I don't want to play that Instagram clip on the show because it's just too small. There is a dead Tesla everywhere too. Welcome to the Daily Roast of Ford. I don't take pleasure in this. You understand? I am a Ford guy up into 2020. I am a Ford guy. But eventually you have to take a step back and go, what am I supporting? Who am I supporting? And what have they done for me? Right? maybe this channel is not a big deal to you guys, or maybe you, the members, do care. But this channel, in my opinion, is probably the most credible channel of all of the performance and racing oriented channels on YouTube. I was a Ford supporter up until 2020, and everything after that has gone downhill so bad that I would look like just a ball washer, part of the Voltron robot, to say, yeah, it's badass. Yes, prop them up. Yes, it's cool shit. You can say, I'm a Ford guy and anything 2020 and under is badass. But after that, I can't support them. I literally can't give them one more dime of my money. And it actually pains me that they have leadership literally nosediving this company into the fucking ground. Now, if people at the top with the last name of Ford don't see this and they just let it happen and trust the process, I'm sorry, I can't support it. You need to right the ship ASAP. Even if it's just for optics, even if it's just temporary, you gotta do something. Like what happens when football teams have an 8-game losing streak? Do you think the coach survives that? Is it the coach out there playing? No. Is it the coach out there missing field goals? Is it the coach out there not catching the ball? No. But he is the leader. And he is the de facto face of the organization. And if that organization takes losses for 2 or 3 years, you gotta fire the guy up top, plain and simple. You see, Garrett Mitchell blew up both cars, better go electric. Okay, so now let's talk about that. How many of you were Pikachu'd face when you heard that the Godzilla blew up? Nobody on this chat was surprised to hear that the Godzilla blew up at 10 PSI or 11 or 12 PSI. Right? I had to physically look at a video and kill brain cells to figure out, okay, I guess people are going to talk about this, so let's see what happened. So supposedly the car, the notchback, I am not going to call it by its name because I am not a homosexual. It blew up on a drive. Exactly how we think it would have blown up. How many of you look at this channel and thought, how many of you secret Godzilla lovers looked at this channel and go, see, Alex, it ran A2, no problem, only on low boost. And then were Pikachu'd face when you heard it blew up driving somewhere. Just driving normally. Eats itself. Rod knock or whatever. Then later on, you hear that a car that was meant to be only shooting 35 PSI through it, even Steve Morris, I listened to Uncle Steve. I actually listen. I love his channel. Tons of information. Smart guy. If he tells you, yeah, this thing only is good for about 35 PSI, not more than that, and you're shoving 45 PSI through it, are you Pikachu'd face that it blew up? I don't take pleasure in that. It sucks. It's expensive. Maybe it sets him up for an SMX down the future. But goddamn it. If my engine builder says, bro, I really wouldn't push more than fucking 35 PSI through it, I'm going to shove 32 PSI. Because I'm that weirdo. I'm that motherfucker. I wouldn't shove one more pound of boost past that my motherfucker.
Not one motherfucker.
Not one extra pound of boost. But it's racing. And it held up 3 or 4 events. And it did its thing. And it ran all of last year. But that is, now you know that you can't just take that as a standard. You can't say, well, it ran all last year and it did 5 or 6 drag events and it was fine. Did it do 5 or 6 drag events at 45 PSI? Probably not, because that thing was in the 7s comfortably, and then he pushed it to go 6s, and then it met its fate. I knew it was a matter of time. It wasn't a matter of it. It was more a matter of when. If it was more a matter of when. I remember, I think Junior was down there. And again, this is... If you guys want to know what I don't want anyone I like involved with that company or those people, is because the stank sticks, right? You're guilty by association. The stank sticks. So let's say, for instance, Pete seems to be an awesome tuner and a nice guy, but I can't imagine that he was, oh, by the way, I got sent a video that someone told me that he ran the car for 30 seconds without oil. So should he get valid criticism for that? Absolutely, right? If you put yourself out there and you put it out there and you admit that you ran it dry for 30 seconds, that can't be good. So if I was someone associated with those guys and they're thrashing to put something together, they're thrashing to put 3 or 4 things together, and then they go out there and all of the things break. And then you see people come from Sweden with 640 capable cars, one of them, and they've worked all year to make this car a drag and drive car. Like, who is more impressive than the Swedes when it comes to this situation? Don't get me wrong, the Brett LaSalle stuff, Billy badass. But when the Swedish dudes come from Sweden, ship their cars over here, break shit, but their cars go A to B most of the time, averaging 640s. I mean, that's almost a half second quicker than what Brett's doing. But again, Brett's on a 275 drag radio. That's even more impressive. But the Swedes come here with Billy badass stuff, right? And everyone's impressed by them. Everyone's impressed by them. But if you have 6 or 7 cars that are just put together, untested, and you throw them in a drag and drive, and they just happen to not make it, whatever criticism comes your way is valid. I'm sorry. Like, if you saw the chat on the Sick Week chat, oh my God, you guys think I'm bad. He has people giving him, guess what? Proper criticism. And I went, yeah, I mean, I'm reading the chat. And I'm like, I mean, he kind of deserves that criticism. And then the people in Sick Week started killing these guys off. If you said anything bad about that channel, they would just boot you off. I'm like, wait a minute, this is valid criticism. But he's got people that protect him, which is good. You know, he's got loyal people that protect him. But God damn it, I don't want it to happen, but I also don't want to be involved with it. That's why I tell people like the Lund, don't. What is that? Oh my God, Amber Alert. It is an Amber Alert. Child abduction, Clay County. Dang, there you go. That thing went off crazy. That thing really threw me off. So I tell the Lunds, hey, tune their truck, but do it remotely. Like, don't show up on camera. Don't do anything. Just leave it alone. They rebuilt it already. They rebuilt what already? I enjoy the Camino content. I think the track content is the only legitimate content he has. I honestly don't know shit about it. I just know what he's run based on the big races, like World Cup, and that's it. The Swedes are badass. He took responsibility and said Pete had nothing to do with it. Of course Pete had nothing to do with it. But guess who had something to do with the fact that the oil wasn't in the car for 30 seconds? Like, nothing. I don't know. I am blown away. Okay. I've told you guys they need a shop manager. I think a shop to that caliber needs someone that is strict, militant, and they're going to hate it and it's not going to be fun anymore. But their cars will run better. Their projects will have lineage in terms of like, this is what should happen, this, and it should be super organized. They should have a shop person that all they do is go around and crack the whip at everything that needs to happen. But I don't think it'll do that. They'll do that because it'll take away from the fun. Like, the best run places suck to work at. Like, suck to work at. Super structured, super stressful, super shit, a bunch of shit going on. But at the end of the day, you don't stay there long. They have high turnover. My bad, just picked up a new son. Alex has been kidnapped. Turvy alert, the El Camino's big block. Why would you have such a well-established program and continue to make dumb mistakes? I don't get it. Well, that was the main concern in the chat on the Sick Week live stream. How did you not have oil in your engine? Like, how? And again, not to beat a dead horse or kick him when he's down, but that is like inexcusable. Inexcusable. I work with a lot of Swedes. Those guys are smart. They have free education there. Having a PhD is nothing. Ford needs management. Yeah, no, I get it. Look, if you were the CEO of McFarland Racing, you would have been fired. Right? Like, you would have been fired. You need to have a super nice type program. But again, they're just bros and their appeal is basically to go out there and just have fun and this and that. And they're friends, I think. I don't know. I don't have friends, so I don't know what the fuck that's like. But in order to go out there and see them struggle all the time, if you're a loyal fan, I don't watch the shit at all. I only hear about it from the guys. I go back and go, oh, okay, get caught up. But if you're a loyal fan, at what point do you start going to yourself, I might have to bow out of this one? Same thing I did with Ford. Loyal fan. Supported 3.5 EcoBoost. supported my friend Jake, who did Ford swaps for everything. And then even once Jake started saying, dude, Ford is coming out with junk. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, dude, look at this. And he would show me the engines. He would show me the control packs. He would show me the parts. He would show me the things that he thinks are inadequate. And as a fan of Ford, I went, I don't think I can support them anymore. I can't imagine giving them support if all they keep cranking out is not so great products. So same thing with them. If you watch them and you don't care that they blow stuff up, more power to you. I couldn't. Farley's going to be Cletus's new shop manager. Their shop fabricator, Ty, or however you say it, has some brains. Cletus won't acknowledge his coyote. I don't know Ty, but if he wants to get up on the Ford program, you got to get with Lund. I understand you want to probably go to someone else. Maybe you don't like me, right? Let's say you're in that camp and you don't like me because I'm honest. And you're like, Alex is affiliated with Lund, so we don't want to fucks with him. That's fine. I totally get that. I would understand that. But if you want your Ford to run the best it can on Ford racing control packs or factory ECU stuff, there literally is no one else. Every single time somebody listens to us, they go fast. Like every single time. I'll give you an example. Today, I've had two guys, one with a Coyote swap Paxton car, another one with an F-150 twin turbo on 3 car or truck. The F-150 on 3 truck has splitting trims, meaning 50% rich on one bank, 50% lean on another bank, then they equal out at idle, and then they split again. I go, the tune's not doing that. This is the same tune I give Vortec, Paxton, ProCharger, and every turbo truck with the proper EcoBoost sensor. So I can't second guess myself based on the experience I've had tuning these trucks. And he's like, what do you think? I'm like, I think you need to fix your shit. Because I don't know what's wrong. I'm not there to see how it's put together. I didn't put it together. So you have to stop what you're doing, tear the whole motherfucker apart, and then see what could have gone wrong. The Paxton swapped Coyote car, the Paxton Coyote car that was a swap, like an SN car, same thing. Fuel trims are jumping like a motherfucker, up and down 30%, up and down 30%. I could have said, let me hit it in the tune. No. The tune is not the problem. You know what he did? He found a pin pushed out of one of the O2 connections. He actually stopped what he was doing, got underneath, and on the base file was within 5% of fueling when it was 30% previously. So my experience tells me, don't fuck with it in the tune, Alex, because if you start fucking with it in the tune and they fix it later, that tune's going to be fucked up. And in their mind, they think, this guy fucked everything up because we're on revision 38. Now he looks at you're on revision 2 and the tune is done. So you got to go by experience. And if I was 100% dead set that I built the tune right, there's no reason to even look at the fucking tune. No reason to even I'm not even going to open the fucking file. Fix your shit. Fix his shit and it was good. So people like Ty, if he wants the best support on the planet, it's got to be Lund. You just have to listen to us. I think Junior told him no 4-wheel drive burnouts. I think Junior literally said to him, no 4-wheel drive burnouts, no donuts. You're going to break it. Broke it. So at that point, I go, he don't listen. You understand what I'm saying? If I, as a tuner, say this, go out there and give me a 3,000 to 6,000 RPM wide open throttle pull, and you decide to go past that and go 8,000 15 times, you don't listen. So me and you should not do business. Just like that. So that's why I say that. I don't say that to hate on him. I say that to protect my people. Maybe they don't see it that way, but that's how I see it. And no one has more experience being fucked over in this industry than me. Maybe John Lund Sr. But no one has more experience being fucked in this industry than me. Imagine John Force starting up a funny car with no oil. If his program was high and tight, he would lose followers. People love misery. I think you're right. Skeeter is no John Forrest. We'll catch the rest tomorrow. Bondobert, thank you, sir. Well, yeah, says Butcher CS, but they both have a fan base, same sport, different class. Sounds like a loose header. Lund should get in the Corvette game. No, I don't think Lund will get in any game but the Ford game. Unfortunately. I'm going to be straight honest. Unfortunately. You should get into Dodge game. You should get in the fucking late model shit. Anything. Because if you're looking at Ford as your main supplier of vehicles you want to tune, oh, you better start looking elsewhere, because what they're pumping out is straight garbage. Zeke Villarreal says, yo, good morning. Catch the replay tomorrow. Keep me going during the day. Rule number 1, and the only rule, is listen to the tuner builder. So Pete seems like super legit guy. Pete seems like one of these guys that been around, and I like seeing that. I like seeing crusty ass motherfuckers that have been around the game a little bit, and they can talk to you in a very, stable fashion. Meaning, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. I am going to tell you based on my experience what should happen. Now, at what point does someone like that go, I can't help you? I can't help you anymore because you need to listen. Now, again, I'm not to bash, but this is the exact same thing that happens at high-level companies like Ford. Ford is so full of red tape, bureaucracy, and bullshit. So if Farley is the guy that's pushing the agenda, and you see loss after loss after loss after loss, what do you do? What do you do? Do you stick with it and hope that they right the ship? You bail the fuck out. Bail the fuck out. Justin Time says, hey Alex, how was my 2012 R23 log after I fixed a leak? And thank you for the help today in the tuning queue. Did you send a wide open throttle pull? I think you sent the wide open throttle pull, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see it if it came in after 4:30, unfortunately. Blame the tuner, and that's the easy one. The easy one is to blame the tuner. Now, let's say I was a very, a person that wants to please all the time. Let's say I want to please you, and I want to shut you up, and I see the trims swinging wildly, 30%. Oh, let me crack the throttle open a little bit. Let me throw some fuel here, throw some fuel there, blah, 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 blah. Because I wanna make it seem like I'm working on the file with you. Well, all of a sudden, you're happy, right? Until I'm in version 16, you fix the issue, and now I'm back when I started. And you know what I've done? I was that in the beginning. When I was tuning in the beginning, I would, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I gotta go out of my way. To please you. When I knew for a fact I was right, but I wanted to make sure the customer was satisfied. At the end of the day, the customer doesn't give a fuck about your effort. They give a fuck about your expertise, not your effort. So now I say, no, it's built right. Check your shit. Make them doubt themselves. Then they check their shit. Magically, they fix it and everything is right in the world. The Cletus crew can learn a thing or two from Barrett Turuviate. I know your small block is almost done. Make sure you put oil in it, right? I typed loose like a mouth breather. Fuck my life. I had oil pressure problem. Lund RPG got me on the right path. Yes. So, because Lund Racing is heavily involved in the Coyote game, heavily involved, meaning we've had engines from everybody. We've seen builds from everybody. We have been embroiled into some tuning controversy. Engine companies have blamed the tuner for startup stuff. Like Brian Luna had a motor that was bone stock and he went 8-1. And then he bought a built motor to the same specs, same exact tune. The motor builder wanted to blame the tuning. And I'm like, wait a minute. If a bone stock motor went A to B for years and then it got rebuilt with the same specs, just Ford stuff, and then it kicked the bucket, you can't blame the fucking tuner on that one, buddy. Sorry, you fucked something up. So when we say, hey, check your oil this, check your passage that, check your phaser here, check your phaser there, we don't just say that we're guessing. But when I see a fuel trim swing wildly, I go, yeah, no, you got a wiring issue, bro. I'm sorry. It's not a tune. It's not a tune thing. It's a wiring thing. Fix your shit, FYS. Honestly, I'm starting to get the feeling he just breaks stuff on purpose, purposely blowing stuff up and acting like Pikachu face for clicks. So let's say I'm gonna debate you on that one. I don't think so. Let's say the motor was given to him by Ford. The motor was given to him by Ford. Do you think they're happy that it blew up with 11 or 12 psi? Do you think Brian, was it Wolf? Remember him? He was the one Evan Smith was promoting for Godzilla. How many of you saw this Godzilla go in a notch and go, oh my God, this thing is going to be sick? And 4 passes later, it eats itself. So do you then go, oh my God, at only 10 PSI, it ate itself? It has the best people on it. It's got Haltech on it. It's got a crew of mechanics. It's got $1 million+ program behind it. And it chewed up a rod. Again, none of their fault. But the Godzilla is a loser from the get-go. And I've told you guys forever. And y'all don't believe me. And then it takes a guy that makes a fake Southern accent to build one, to chuck a rod or spin a rod or make bottom end noises to then believe it? People like Brian Wolf must be like, fuck, there goes my 7.3 liter program. Looks like not a lot of people are going to buy it based off of that. So I highly doubt he went out of his way to blow it up for the clicks. That would be super bad. Like super bad in terms of like if I was Ford, I'd go, I'm not going to give you another motor. I'm sorry. I can't give you another motor. You guys break everything. The employees at Ford must have zero respect for Farley. I wouldn't. And I found out he's actually Chris Farley's cousin. Like, is Jim Farley Chris Farley's cousin? Chris Farley and Jim Farley. Some knew that Jim Farley was the cousin of late movie star, Jim Farley, and former professional hockey player Trip Tracy. Yes, I see the resemblance. And you know what? I think Chris Farley was a way better salesperson. He got a guy to buy brakes without a warranty on the box. So, yeah, shout out, rest in peace, Chris Farley. You got a guy to buy brakes without a warranty expressed on the box. Unbelievable. Badass. As a tuner builder, you should have to almost vet the customer. Bad news always sings louder than good. I remember, I'll never forget this. I was working at a hot rod shop in Houston, and there was a Dodge Charger with a Pro Charger Stage 2 package showed up. ID 800s or 850s or 725s or something like that. Pump gas and about 12 pounds of boost. And at about 640 wheel, the fuel trim started going up. Now that I know, knowing what I know now, that means it's out of fuel system. So it needs a boosted pump or something. So I said, well, what should I tell the customer? And he goes, don't pussyfoot around the subject. This was Demon Performance in North Carolina or something like that. They were like, don't pussyfoot around the customer. Tell him what it is. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad. I went, oh, shit. Okay. Hey, sir, you need a fuel system. Okay. I was like, oh, okay. So don't pussyfoot and be afraid of your customer. If you're not going to be straight honest with your guy, you probably should say no to him. Now, if I needed a part promoted, do you think I'm going to go to a guy that is known to be destructive? Probably not. And if something happens, as if something blows up, I would hope he wouldn't make it public. It's constant two-step checks for me, right? Exactly, Rex. You don't need to. You know this, guys. Look, even some racers are doing two-step checks all the time, and I get that. But maybe, let's say you took something apart, right? Let's say you took something apart, the motor, and you, replaced the piston. Then you put it all back together. Sure, you got to test the two-step real quick. But if you, made a pass, looked the log over, everything looks good, change some fluids, you don't have to do a two-step check. Yeah, the Godzilla is still a thing. It's gone, though. I mean, if anything put a nail in the Godzilla coffin, was Cletus. Like, that would be... Now, if they come back and do a forged bottom end, you won't hear me tripping at all. Because I'm going to go, yeah, it's a built motor. You can build a small block Ford. You can build a LS. You can build a big block Ford, big block Chevy. You can build a Steve Morris motor. I don't care. If it's a rods and piston motor, it's built. See you later. But if it's a stock Godzilla, that shit ain't going to last long. Sorry. But it went A2, Alex. $10,000 later, Coyote Boost, fueled by. That's what I should do. I'm hoping this channel, and again, it might not because this thing gets censored nonstop. You saw what happened. Tuesday's show got fucking cut off, totally cut off because of the Voltron assemble scene. The Voltron assemble scene was cut off by NBC. And I was like, what the fuck? So I'm not going to join Rumble because Rumble is, people just say the hard R all the time at Rumble. I'm good. I'll stick it out here and then try to find other avenues. But if this channel makes it, I would love to take a bone stock Gen 2 6R80 car and see how far I can go with the stock motor, then sell it. I also have plans on GT500 stuff. But again, that's if I had like unlimited income. I would literally only do that. Like if I had this channel as a main job, I would have the coolest fucking Ford projects ever. Like the coolest Ford shit. I'd put fucking Coyotes in GNs. I'd put Coyotes in a Impala SS. I do the dumbest shit. But yeah, that's a dream. It'd be a lot of work, but it'd be a dream. Summit gave it to them. Oh, poor Summit. Makes himself and other parts scot-free from companies look bad. Not intentional in my opinion, but he'll still post it because it'll get clicks from his mouth breathers. And that's the issue. When you went on the chat today, on the Sick Week chat, nobody had an issue with Cleet. He's a likable guy. He's a nice guy. His fans are fucking retarded. His fans are so retarded. It's not even funny. Callahan breaks, exactly. Chris Farley acts in movies. Jim Farley acts like the CEO in Detroit. What's your guess on what happened to the Godzilla motor? Rod. The exact same thing that Junior has said, I've said, everyone that in the industry has put boost to it during testing has said. And guys, stop thinking that Ford actually tests their shit in a long, comprehensive manner. Ford doesn't do that anymore. Sorry. Sticking in a car and driving under no load in Arizona as longevity testing is not actual testing. Sorry. It's got to go through hell and back with proper load on the road. And they just don't do that no more. Like, okay, remember the old Ford commercials? So I'm going to go back in the Wayback Machine, which again, I don't want to get copyrighted, but I'm going to see who promotes that commercial. So Ford truck commercial, where they had a Chevy truck on the bed of a truck. Classic Car Channel. Ah, fuck, he's gonna copyright my shit. Oh no, I did Diesel John. I think me and him are boys, right? Nah, I don't think we're boys. But when I was a kid, in the long, long time ago, way back in the day, these are the commercials I would see Ford put out and go, oh my God, I have to get one of these.
In the past, you saw a big Ford pickup carry a Chevy pickup up this monster mountain of boulders. But now we're going to top ourselves by carrying a Chevy and towing a Dodge pickup up the same mountain. Because this year, Ford has the most powerful lineup of V8 engines, gas and diesel, of any pickup.
So imagine I'm a young kid and I see a Ford F-250 with a Chevy truck on the bed and it's towing it up a hill of rocks.
Independent front suspension for ground-grabbing traction. No wonder they're America's best-selling full-size pickups.
Now a guy that is breastfeeding a man that is breastfeeding his child.
Baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk. That's okay.
He's like, I really love the room that I have on this Ford because I'm able to breastfeed my kid, but I don't produce any milk, which is okay. Bill Ford proud.
That's okay.
I'm blown away by it. And you could call me old school, you could call me old as fuck, but I'd rather see a commercial of a truck yanking a Chevy in the bed and towing it up a fucking hill than a guy having a baby suck his man tit. Fuck you. You don't say rip in peace, you say in peace is IP of rip. Oh my God, stop it. He changed the air freshener to two-step check. He changed the radio station, got to check the two-step. Wait, so normal racial undertones? Shitty rods. The motor has heads cam modified oiling. They're still calling it a stock motor. It's not a stock motor. Cam heads, not a stock motor. Sorry, it's modified and it's still fucked up. There was a guy in my town known years ago put a front-wheel drive LS in an Impala SS. Yeah, it was in Chicopee, Massachusetts. I forget. He ended up getting hurt, right? Didn't he like get fucking hurt? Oh, no. It was an Impala. It was an Impala SS front-wheel drive. He put an LS in it, and the thing went like an 11.3. It was cool. Harley Taquachimo says, how about the one with the Ford vans? Maybe the best ad ever. Yep, that's it. I remember that commercial. The Chevy one was pulling the mountain with a cord on it. Love my 84 regular cab, short box, 4x4 back when Fords were cool. Even if Ford did do a thorough testing, they wouldn't test boost on a Godzilla. Nobody races dump trucks and U-Hauls. In the, okay, so we all know Godzilla's a dud, right? We all know Godzilla's a dud. Alejandro Flores Godzilla. Here it is. My thoughts on the new 7.3 liter Godzilla motor. Like, if I am not the, if I can't tell the future, I mean, come on. And now, we're going to read the comments. The comments are hilarious.
Hey guys, it's Alex, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the
Right here.
ever driven, the 6.2 liter gas engine dual overhead cam that's in like a Raptor.
Here.
Imagine it just ended up in a Mustang.
Right, fucking idiots. And look at the comments. Let's do newest first because it is now an official dud. And I said 3 years later, and I was right. Thanks, guys. 100% agree. Even 3 years later, all I see is just another cocky S550 owner. People like you embarrass the whole Mustang community. Meanwhile, this guy has a Starlight headliner. You were completely wrong about everything you said. LS killer 7 months ago. Or just guys looking at LS and hoping Ford could make some port-injected engine small enough to put in the older Fords without cutting up the fender wells. Yeah, I would really like a Ford option instead of LS swapping everything. The video didn't age well. By the way, VCT is for valve timing, distributors for ignition timing. Apparently, it became a creative done interest claim of knowing what Ford was doing. Again, trust me, you all are wrong. This thing is a fucking dud U-Haul engine. Okay? It's a dud U-Haul motor. Done. Now we have rainbow colored Ford. Now there's plenty of room to give your homeboy handies in the passenger seat. Wow, crazy stuff. I need to change my emblems for fuck's sake. Bitch, how many takes do you think it took to get that truck up there? I don't know, but I used to love those commercials. The rugged, tough stuff. Dodge, when they had commercials with their Chargers and Challengers, it was like 1776, freedom, V8s, fuck the British, cool shit. Now we got two bros who are like, hey, what's up, man? What do you want to buy? Actually, oh my God, do I have it? Do I have it? Oh, guys, please. V6 Mustang owner. Do I have that video? Or did I totally get rid of it? No. The one where I think I took it off the channel, but right now, that video would be bussin'. Like, imagine if I played the video where I have the Caterpillar eyebrows talking about me and my boyfriend buying a V6 Mustang. That would be, oh my God, Alex saw the future. Gay guys buying Mustangs. Check back next week, Alex. Those comments will be deleted. 80 likes. Got to get those likes up. No, we have 201 likes. We're good. We suck again. Oh no, we docked again. You unlisted the V6 Mustang one. I got to find it, guys, because that one, it hits so hard. It was so good. And it's like I teleported to the future. This was 190-pound Alex. I was like carb deficit, no muscle. I was literally skinny. Let me see if I can find, search across your channel, V6. Let me just type in V6. Here it is. Introducing V6. Guys, are you ready? Imagine it's 2023. Guys are giving breast milk that they don't have onto their baby that can't get milk out of the fucking man's breast, right? You're a woman with a dick, right? And you see this commercial pop up. It absolutely fits in today's world. Check it out. Hey guys, the other day I was at my boyfriend's house. So I had gone over because I hadn't seen him in a little while. Actually, come on, get it right. Get it right. Let's go. Hey guys, the other day I was at my boyfriend's house. So I had gone over because I hadn't seen him in a little while. So we, we had anal intercourse like we always do. I gave him a couple of sessions of 69, a session of 77, some grumpy munchkins and a rusty trombone. But anyway, as I was knitting the sweater, relaxing after he pounded my butthole really hard, I wanted to let him know that we needed a new car. And he said, really, you think we need a new car?
I said, yeah, we need a new car to replace our Miata because our car is getting kind of tired. Even though it's the best car ever made, I think we need something else. And he says, well, what are you thinking? And I said, well, I need something that looks tough, but I don't want it to be tough. In other words, when I give it gas, I don't want it to, jerk my head back in the seat. I mean, he jerks my head back enough, but the last thing I need is the car doing that. And he's like, well, why don't we, I really like those Mustangs. I said, yeah, but they're muscle cars. He goes, no, V6 Mustangs. I said, Ford makes a V6 Mustang? Why? He says, maybe a lot of people want to be posers. Maybe when they come in from out of town and they want to rent a car that looks tough but really isn't, you can get a V6 Mustang. I said, yeah, that totally makes sense. People totally want to be posers. But, it's fine for us. He said, yeah. So we're like, well, we went to the local dealership and I said, do you guys have V6 Mustangs? And after they laughed for about a half hour, they said, no, the only place you find a V6 Mustangs is rental car lots. I said, oh, that makes sense. So after going to a local rental car company, I'm really proud to say that we've bought our V6 Mustang. It's just like we like it. Rough and tough on the outside, but when you give it gas, it's nice and tender. Anyway, I'll be updating you guys on our Mustang. We might do some modifications, paint it pink, put a rainbow flag on the back of it, put some silly-ass stripes, and maybe plasti dip the wheels or plasti dip the louvers. Depends on what we get. So keep in touch.
So I'm from the future, right? Like, I'm literally from the future because that video came out 8 years ago. 8 years ago. I predicted a bunch of homos would be buying Mustangs. Bro, it's literally perfect. Small block Ford, old school motors lasted forever. That Alex picture will be my next PFP, not the eyebrows. The eyebrows, actually, I haven't seen this video forever. Perfect. He jerks my head back enough. Exactly. Like, this video was so perfect that I'm like, I would have never thought that video is so relevant right now. It's not even funny. Like, it's actually what you could almost see a fucking Ford person put it on Twitter and go, man, that's the best Ford Mustang commercial I've ever seen. How many takes did you do this without laughing? 1. I'm a professional. Who's that Indian guy sounding like Alex? Nice and tender. Swipe right and we'll see what's the deal. Is that Joey Lawrence? Damn. Skinny Alex. Like, I weighed 190. Like, I might have looked good, but I'm telling you, I was the saddest I was ever. Like, I think that was like bordering on depression. That's why I was so skinny. I had like no muscle on me. But thank you. That was 8 years ago. Bro, you're looking like Turvey's father. The video aged like the fine dark horse blend. The video aged better than the Target wine. Your face will be a new headliner. The eyebrows will be the sun visors. So I think today's show mostly can be just kind of wrapped up by saying that Ford just needs to do something because you can't have all this negative press unless, like, the ball washers aren't helping you. Like, have you guys seen the ball washers talk about this at all? Has anybody seen the ball washers talk about this at all? Well, did you guys hear about the China batteries and that the company reports back to the CCP? Yeah, don't worry about that because I talked to Jim Farley myself and he assured me that these brakes are the best brakes ever. Like, there's no way that you will not get warranty on these brakes. Well, the warranty's not in the box. Well, I could take a shit in the box. I can guarantee that. Whatever the fuck he said. Like, seriously, Ford, do better. You have disenfranchised people like us. People like us on this chat. Maybe not a lot, right? But this chat and this channel is pretty influential. I'm not going to say wildly influential, but for the guys that matter, like, I got industry insiders sending me shit all the time because they're like, God damn it, keep going, bro. No one is putting their fucking feet to the fire. No one is shouting them out like you're doing, where, pointing out the negative stuff. Because if you're constantly praised and you're told everything you're doing is wonderful, then you wouldn't think anything twice about pairing up with a Chinese company with an American car. Everything should be made in America. Because imagine I pay $85,000 for a Ford Lightning that can't charge under 32 degrees with my Chinese battery. I might have a problem with that. You got to do that with a list. We lost the wrong Farley. Agreed, 94 GT Vert. I mean, I'm not wishing any ill on Mr. Farley. I'm just hoping that they right the ship because I foresee Toyota and GM burying Ford. If the recalls are like this and the product quality sucks. How many of you have seen Toyota products? Like, a lot of you have said, Alex, you should look into the Sequoia. It looks really good. I'm telling you, that is a beautiful SUV if you're going to be in the SUV game. Toyota makes a Supra, a turbo rear wheel drive. Do they still make that? Hit me up on the chat if they still make that. The Mark 5, 6, I don't know what the fuck. The newest one. Do they still make that? I get it. It's a BMW. Who gives a shit? They still make it. So if Toyota is out there giving you what you want and listening to the customer, why isn't Ford doing the same thing? Why isn't Ford making everything in America and making cool shit? No idea. In order to fix a problem, you got to recognize that there is one to begin with. Pretty close description of Cleet's Fox body. The Toyota guy died sad. Is it the 2-valve or the 3-valve era again, or will it be worser? No, I think the new Mustang is going to make more horsepower than the other Mustangs from the factory. But that's what they're going to hang their hat on. The most powerful Mustang ever. No one gives a shit because no one keeps it stock. When you have Gen 1 Mustangs, like Brett LaSala's car, who used to be Joel Steele's 680 stick car, going out there dominating, nobody is looking at the brand new stuff and saying, I want to build that, I want to tune that. They're looking at his old chassis and they're like, what's in that? Well, it's a 5.2 everything, but the chassis is an old chassis, and obviously not old chassis, it's obviously bar all over you. It's got crazy chassis work. But in terms of the era, people look at that era as the heyday of Coyote. They don't look at Dark Horse as I need it to build a race car or to go faster than normal in it. That's why I think a lot of the cars in the 2020 and under era are going to be the most desirable, similar to the 70s, where let's say you were alive in 1968 and then you lived through the best era ever. And then 1974 Mustang comes out. And they start talking about fuel mileage. They start talking about how efficient it is because of the gas crisis. This is where we're at. We're in the malaise era. Maybe not in terms of horsepower, but in terms of modification and tuning, we're in the malaise era, 100%. Yep, and now comes the manual with basic bolt-ons, and it's going fast down the drag strip. It's all about how much profits they make, not quality anymore. The truth, everyone drives a Miata, thinks that the greatest car ever made. Toyota listened to his customers and came out with a manual Trans Supra. They came out, wait a minute. The A90, right? Isn't it called the A90 or something like that? You're telling me that was an auto car only, or DCT or whatever it is, and now they offer it in a manual? The new Supra is a nice car for the money. There's a local guy with one added port injection, stock motor, making 750 wheel. It moves. Also, light car. Ford will never top the platform, the Coyote platform. Sad. I kind of wish I got a Supra set of my S550 Gen 1 for the win. I agree. I'm waiting for someone to buy a 2024 Mustang and a turbo kit and build trans and hit up Lund for a tune just to get told they bought the wrong car. The bean counters are making engineering decisions. And Douche Did It says, yup, in terms of the A90 Supra. Yes, auto until everyone complained. So they complained and Toyota said, oh, no problem. I get you a manual transmission. And you're like, oh, that was a terrible Japanese accent. I'm not good at that. Sorry. Chinese, though, I got that shit down. That's awesome. So, okay, Ford. Hey, Ford, make a fully open computer so we can tune it, index it properly, shove out A2Ls and C files to people, and we can mod this car and get after it. I would support the 2024 and up Mustang if they open sourced the computer calibration. Gave it to everybody and see who's the best. Let HP Tuners index it. Let SCT index it. Let PCM Tech index it. And say, wherever the cards fall, let's go. No, they're not going to do that shit. And the EPA is looking like ass right now with this Ohio thing. So if you're going to do anything right now, now's the fucking time. Yep, auto only. Everyone wanted a manual. I thought manual Supra was base engine only. You can get most of the top shelf V8 muscle cars and make 700 to 800 pretty easily. Damn, late as hell, starting over. Drop a like. I think it's the A91 that came with a manual option. A91 6-speed Supra starts at $58,000. How funny it is that the Supra came manual before the C8. I found out we need to do a tune for the BMW, a tune only, updating the PCM. Nets 80 horsepower, basically gives you full access to the turbos. 400Z saw the Supra mistake and made theirs manual right off the bat. Still underpowered though. The designer even showed off the Supra and explained how you can mod the Supra later on for oil cooler, etc., etc. Like, do you think Farley's going to go, introducing the new S650 Mustang, and Ford Performance has calibration, open source, you have better flowing intakes, better flowing exhaust? Nope. You know when you used to have that shit? Back in the 90s. You could literally take an SN95 Mustang back in the day and convert it to a Cobra R. And the Ford Motorsports magazine had the shorty headers, had the cylinder heads, had the intake, and had the programming. What a time to be alive. For modding. Not for speed, but for modding. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Thursday. For those of you that watch the dating channel, I'll be doing it in about 5 or 10 minutes. I'll get set up, get crossed over, and we'll talk on the dating channel on the other side. For the rest of you, I will see you guys Sunday, 9:30 a.m. for the Peasant Chat. The Corvette is dyno ready. Corvette is dyno ready. Dialed in. Wideband installed. FFE. It blazes tire in second gear now. It's ridiculous. So what do you want to see? Do you want to see 60 to 130 street stuff? Or do you want to see dyno stuff? You tell me what you want to see. A lot of you look at the dyno stuff, you're like, meh, it's a dyno. A lot of you see quarter mile, 60 to 130 stuff, and that really tickles your asshole. So let me know what you're going to do. I'm going to put up a poll on the community tab on this channel and see what you guys want. Let me know what you guys want to see the C6ZR1 do. Quarter mile, 60 to 130 shit or dyno shit, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll probably do both, and if I do both, it'll be dyno first. I'm going to be out of here on this channel, then I'm going to be back on the other channel about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Give me a little bit, and I'll be talking to you there for another hour. The rest of you, I'll see you guys Sunday, 9:30 a.m. for the Peasant Chat. Have a good one, guys. See you guys later. Bye.